Hey, NarendraTheComic here, and I've got a fact of the day for you. Better than any other fact you may have heard today. We're going with page number 209, fact number 4. 4. George W. Bush, Dick Cheney, and Donald Rumsfeld all have slime mold beetles named after them. Well, slimy people are slimy people either way. Doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're slimy, you're slimy. And then people are gonna name slime mold beetles after you because, hey, you exude a certain thing. You're gonna get what you deserve. I am somewhat confused at this new slate that's been put out by DC and James Gunn because I believed he was gonna do a good job. I still think he may do a good job, but that hope has gone down quite significantly because the amount of scatterfire that is in this slate announcement is really, really shocking. To start off with, they're starting off with the first project in the real new DC universe is Creature Commandos. To put that in perspective for the MCU, and yes, we should not just compare and contrast needlessly, but hey, life is exactly about comparing and contrasting. I can only think of one thing that might be comparable to this that's already been done in the MCU, and it's not What If. It's the Eternals. Making this show is almost like making the Eternals an animated movie and saying, that's the first thing in the MCU. How does that work? Why would you say this is our first foot forward? This is the first step. Maybe it's great, but to make that your first project? I don't know. And the fact that he's come out and said, yes, it's confirmed now, the idea of the DC universe is that the films, the comics, the games, the shows are all connected. It's all one universe. It's even more connected than the MCU, where it was originally just movies, and over the last 2 years it's become streaming. But what they're trying to do is even bigger than what the MCU achieved in 2019, 2020. That moment of Avengers Endgame will never be done in cinema history again. It will never happen. DC isn't gonna do it. They can be very successful. They can. But they're not gonna get there. It's impossible. And then the second thing that's coming out is an Amanda Waller show. I don't know who on earth is clamoring for that show. I don't get it. I don't understand. But then I may be wrong here. She was in the Suicide Squad, the one from 2015, 2016. It was a commercial success. Failure in terms of the way it was received. It made a lot of money. Most people didn't like it. Then he made the Suicide Squad, James Gunn. Made no money. Lost DC hundreds of millions of dollars. But most people liked the movie. Now they've kind of said, we're not going to put her in a movie because it seems like there's this weird flip-flopping with the DC universe from the audience in terms of Amanda Waller and maybe the Suicide Squad. So we're not going to do that. We're going to put this stuff on streaming now, just like they did with Peacemaker. That way it can't really be deemed a failure. And I do think that the niche for James Gunn is Outcast, is the ragtag team coming together, and it works for him. He made Guardians, one of my favorite movies of all time. Then he made Guardians 2. In my opinion, even better than Guardians 1. I know people roast me about it, but the feels are just even stronger with 2. I'm not sure that he has a 100% hit ratio, but he has a very strong hit ratio in terms of making good stuff. That's why I think he still has the pass. Because he does tend to make good stories, and that is the baseline necessity for any film, for any TV show, for any book. You need to have an intrinsically valuable story. And he does that almost every single time. So I hope this is great, but those two off the bat are not filling me with much joy. Next on the list, Superman, Legacy, without Henry Cavill. Okay, I understand he's not there anymore. James Gunn's writing the story. A boy can try, and then fail, and then you have to try again. So maybe James Gunn's gonna make a great Superman movie. I would prefer Henry Cavill, but I don't get what I want. And most people don't get what they want. But James Gunn is in charge, and he gets what he wants. As long as he makes good shit, I'm good with it. Next was the Lanterns TV show. Green Lanterns unite all the colors in the sky. I think they're gonna bring in other Lanterns as well. Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart. It could be really, really great. They've said it's a bit like True Detective, but with superpowers and police cops on Earth. That basically defines who the Green Lanterns truly are. And this is a show I'm definitely gonna watch. I'm gonna give the time of day because I've been wanting to see a good Green Lantern my entire life. And the less said about Ryan Reynolds is the better in that case. He's Deadpool. Deadpool's good. Deadpool, good. Green Lantern, him, not good. Bad. Bad. Back to another ragtag team here. The Authority to be made into a movie. Again, I'm not sure what to say about this. I don't really understand why you would go with these offshoot characters to create a major film on when you haven't addressed so many giant characters within the DC universe that have been around for decades and decades and decades. I mean, off the bat, you've got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Flash, Aquaman, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, Zatanna, Swamp Thing. He's on this list, thankfully. But there are so many characters that have the opportunity to have stories made on them, and I would love to see them. Dr. Fate, Hawkman. But I want to see these characters like Shazam and Black Adam actually be in the universe and be major players. But because of the way it's going, it seems like that's not going to be possible. And with the next one, I will say this. Sometimes prequels are good, oftentimes not. But occasionally, they hit. And this one is called Paradise Lost, to do with Paradise Island, Wonder Woman. It's supposedly going to be a Wonder Woman prequel because Gal Gadot is not going to be Wonder Woman anymore. All right, I buy it. Good to see where you're going to go with it. He said Game of Thrones-esque in that vein, so I'll take it. And then there's the Batman movie, but not the Matt Reeves Batman, because the DC universe isn't all connected, you see. It's mostly connected. It's so many different things connecting, but they've also got Elseworld stuff. I'm going to have multiple Batmen running about the place doing Gotham City justice all over different multiverses, I guess, because Matt Reeves is carrying on with his Batman. The Joker 2 is happening as well in a separate universe to both those universes. So I'm confused as to why you would say we're making one universe and then say, but we've got offshoots as well. So like, it's not all connected, but it's mostly connected, and we're trying to really connect it to the utmost, but not completely. So there's that. And that one's going to be called The Brave and the Bold. I like Damian Wayne, all right? He's a bit of a savage, but I do think it's weird to introduce him just off the bat, because then you kind of have to introduce Nightwing, Red Hood, Red Robin, whatever you want to do. You have to introduce these characters having already been introduced. So I guess Batman's going to be a live-in Batman. We're not going to see Batman become Batman, which is fine, but he's going to be super experienced and probably going to have done it for like 20 years. So I would think the person they're casting as Batman has to be like 45 years old if he's going to have a 10-year-old Damian Wayne running around. It just makes sense. Because at that point, he's going to have had to have trained multiple Robins before Damian Wayne was Robin, right? Hey, it seems like a weird thing timeline-wise, but you can make it work if you make it work. Next, Booster Gold. I like what James Gunn said about it, and that character is someone who's been underserved for many, many years. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Why you would introduce Supergirl so soon after introducing Superman, I don't know. I'm not sure. But there must be a point to it. Because if it was me, I know it's not me, I would say leave Supergirl for 5-7 years and then introduce her. So there's an arc change for Clark. But if you're going to introduce off the bat, you're going to get to steal Superman very quickly. That's what's going to happen. So I don't know why you do it, but you want to do it, you do it. I'll be fair. I'm excited about this last one. And that is Swamp Thing. Mad character. Big guy. Never really been seen other than in a couple of TV show episodes of certain shows. And I think he had his own series, actually. It was not very good at all. It was like a murder horror show. But you make Swamp Thing right, it'll bang. It'll be really, really good. Other than that, we have the DCEU coming to a close with Shazam, Fury of the Gods, The Flash, which will reset the DCEU, and I'm thinking he's going to be keeping Ezra Miller, which I'm not sure why you would choose to do that. You're going to get rid of Jason Momoa. You're going to get rid of Gal Gadot, Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill. But you're going to say, no, but I'm going to keep Ezra Miller. Get rid of Gal Gadot and all the team. I don't understand that. But Blue Beetle does look good. It looks like it could be good. And Aquaman 2, as long as the Amber Heard stuff is contained, I think that could be a very strong movie as well. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel down there. If you didn't, Henry Cavill's Superman gonna come after you, alright? You don't want that, no. I can't be saying that anymore, because it won't be a thing. But he's gonna come after you at this moment in time. You don't want that? No, you really don't. So just subscribe anyway to avoid that. Now, I've been NarendraTheComic. You've been Graham. We'll see you next time. That's tomorrow if you don't know, make a video every single day. Been doing it every day for over 1,500 days now, and we ain't stopping until we get to 10,000 subscribers. So do subscribe, pop back again tomorrow for some more quality shitty content. So hashtag never not hitch tag goes. Also bring the pukwas means nonsense in Punjabi. We also bring a lot, bring a little, do a little, but we do indeed bring the quality shitty content on a daily basis. So see you tomorrow, more of the same, slightly different, but essentially the very same. Once more, see you then. Skadoosh.
I got you! I got you! Take that, you friggin' psycho! I got you!